Hello everyone, welcome to Spurs from the Stands. I'm Sarah. Let's see who's joining today. So we have got a big London derby happening this weekend. I'm just going to check the quality of this. Oh gosh, checking the quality again. Guys, coming very near the end of the trial period for my streaming software, so it might be a time to check in and review that. I can see some of you are joining. Great to have you here. Hey guys. Hey, so today we are diving into the updates. Happy Friday. How are we all feeling ahead of this weekend? Hopefully the quality of this stays, and I have prepared a little bit for this live, so I am going to share my screen, so hopefully I can get up, because I wanted to go through the lineup today, and because there's so many different possibilities of how we're going to line up this weekend, I thought it would be easier to sort of show it to you guys on the screen. So we'll park that for a little bit. I know. Welcome in, Systemic Frog. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. So this weekend, big London derby, and of course my little petty video yesterday seemed to have turned off some people. Hopefully the Arsenal fans have now left the chat, so swings and roundabouts. But welcome in everyone. I can see people are still joining, so welcome in. If you're new around here, please do like, subscribe, share the channel. It is our 6-week birthday today as well. 6 weeks, can you imagine? I've been going live now for 6 weeks every single day. I made a promise to myself I would show up after that first video went viral. I made a commitment to myself. You guys subscribed, you became members, and I'm so grateful to all of you. So welcome on board once again. Yeah, by Woolwich fans, exactly. So guys, let's dive in. I don't know how long we're going to run today, but let's dive in. So I'm going to test. Can everyone see this? I'm hoping that everyone can see this. I'm getting all fancy sharing my screen. Cool. So guys, a little bit of updates for us. First of all, this is a new format for me. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but first update is I saw on Talking Tottenham, and I don't know where Talking Tottenham got this from, but of course we've heard so much news around the fact that Vinay and Lange are potentially on their last legs at Tottenham Hotspur. And so what was tweeted earlier today was, or 2 days ago, and the news has been circulating, I guess, for the past week or so, and it was also something that we touched on this channel over the past week, that potentially Vinay and Lange are going to be out the door this summer. Yes, please, I need to turn the light on. It's just got dark. 1 second. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, so the other news to this, which I thought was interesting, was that the rumours around Poch being contacted in preliminary early stages have also come out on Twitter today as well. So the reason why that was interesting is because this tweet also said that if the club are to hire Poch, he wants a lot of control over the scouting and transfers. So a director of football might not be needed. And it was quite interesting, I guess, because we're in this position where we don't have a sporting director at the moment. Of course, we know that Rafi is being appointed and he's going to be joining us. Well, he's already joined us, I believe, but I don't think he's sporting director. So I think there'll be more on this as sort of the weeks unfold, as we get more clarity about where we're going to be sitting in what league next year. And we will come on to that and what Igor Tudor said in his presser a little bit earlier today. But I think what we can take from this is that we heard in Poch's interview that he likes to be very involved in the transfer process. And so it would kind of make sense However, there is obviously a bit of a gap there because we don't know exactly what this potentially could look like. So assuming we are in the Premier League next year, assuming Poch has been contacted and he is going to be the guy who's going to be stepping in next season, there's a question around whether we're actually going to be appointing a director of football if it's the case that Lange is on his way out this summer. So I can see some of you in the chat are saying, yes, please. I think that's the general consensus around Lange at the moment. Considering the limited activity that we did over the summer as well, it would kind of make sense. And also, look, the fact that Vinay and Lange both were backing Frank, and they kind of, I guess, in a way went not against the board, but the board had to basically pick them up on that and say, no, he has to go, kind of just shows that they've lost faith in their judgment. So it would kind of make sense. Got to choose your own furniture. Is that about this? Is that about the setup of this, or is this about the backroom staff changing at Spurs? Because we're going to talk more about this a little bit later. Yes. So some of you are saying this is a bit predictable, and I think it's stuff that we've been talking about. So to move on, the other thing that was also making the headlines today was around this sponsorship deal. Now, you guys know, if you've been watching the channel closely and you've been seeing some of the videos that I've been doing, a couple of days ago, I did a video called The Spurs Shake-Up. And I spoke about how the takeover and the sponsorship deals are in the background being I guess renegotiated. And so this is obviously 4 days later than I said that earlier in the week. So this kind of ties in, and it kind of makes sense that now this is Football London is now reporting on this, because of course what I was saying is that AIA were not renewing their sponsorship deal, which we already knew, and that they would be taking over the training shirt sponsorship instead of being the primary sponsor. So this does tie in. Of course, the news that is coming out is that a major deal has been cancelled by a sponsor, but they haven't named who that sponsor is. So I'm going on the assumption, and maybe rightly or wrongly, but I'm going on the assumption that this is the AIA deal that has not been renewed. And if there is another sponsor that hasn't been renewed, I mean, it could be Nike. That's the only other one realistically that it could be. I don't know how long the Nike sponsorship was. I thought it was about 10 years, and I'm not sure if the 10 year. Does anyone know in the chat? Do you guys know if it's been 10 years with Nike? Because there was also speculation and connections with Adidas as well, which I saw very loosely. So there is potential. I'm thinking that the sponsorship deal that's not being renewed is going to be AIA. However, if there is an additional one, then it's going to come out sooner or later, because of course, if we're in the championship next season, then Nike probably aren't going to want to be our sponsor. Okay, so someone's saying in the chat that it's a 25-year deal. Okay, not okay, 2033. I wonder if there's some kind of like get out clause in that, if we did get relegated, that they would be able to seize that contract. I don't know. I'm just speculating, probably like a lot of people. So we're going to have to keep our ears and eyes peeled and close to the ground on that one to see who actually is the sponsor that is not renewing, because of course we have many, many different sponsors. Wasn't Nike. How does this? It still works. It still works. Okay, good stuff. Nike wasn't a thing the year the new stadium went live. Okay, so then it's only been about 6 years. Well, it was after Wembley, I think. Was it after Wembley? So yeah, so it might be about 5-6 years. Okay, so we're going on the assumption that it's going to be AIA. Yeah, Hummel, or who's the other one? Pony. Pony was a good one as well. But yeah, I guess we have to wait and see who that sponsor is going to be and who it's going to be replaced by. I mean, that's the bigger question, right? Because if assuming it is AIA, and as I said earlier this week, it's a £40 million deal, then who is going to be the new sponsor? Who's going to pay £40 million? Because as I always say, these deals take way longer than people think they do. Like, essentially, you have to pitch 6 months to a year, maybe even 2 years in advance to get a sponsorship deal. So the fact that this is coming out now makes me think that it's AIA, simply on the fact that we knew that this contract was already coming to an end. If relationship breakdowns behind the scenes mean that other sponsors are not renewing up with us, I think that is like really, that's like the worst case scenario, I suppose. And that would only reinforce what we were saying about Lange and Vinay being out the door. So yeah, some of you are saying 15. Don't know why I thought, okay, 15 years. Yeah, I know the Nike deal was a long deal, but I don't think it's going to be, this one. Maybe this talk is about something else. So someone's saying in the chat that it's a 15-year deal, but yeah, it's a long contract, right? So the other updates are, so on the Spurs website today, of course, it was announced. We obviously heard this earlier in the week, but they've only just put the press release on the website. So I guess what we can take from this is that the coaching staff has now been confirmed. I can see I'm lagging, so please do shout, guys, in the chat if I go blurry at any point. I'm hoping I don't, but yeah. Yes, exactly. New fancy tech, yeah. Yeah, Umbro as well. So we had the coaching updates, and the coaching update was, of course, we heard earlier this week that Heitinger, I've forgotten their names already, Heitinger, Cochrane and Haslam were on their way out. That was confirmed today in this presser. I think what we can take from this and from what I said earlier in the week is that it sounded like that they sort of had the choice to leave rather than being fired. And since they came in to coach with Frank, it would kind of make sense that they followed him out the door. They probably gave them a very nice incentive to leave, severance, rather than being sacked, because I don't know how these contracts go, but sometimes even if it's within 1 month, maybe they were tied to certain contracts because they were working with Frank. So maybe that was on them. So the other news was, of course, we heard that Igor has his assistant coach, Bruno. There's also Tomislav, who is the goalkeeping coach, and Ricardo, who is the physical coach. And they are going to be joining Cameron Campbell, who is currently the individual development coach, Fabian Otte, who is the goalkeeping coach. And there are also Stuart Lewis and Dean Brill, who were promoted last summer from the academy as well. So that was the other news that was updated on that front. I'm not going to dive into exactly all of their expertise because we'll find out what they're going to be like this weekend. But if you are interested in hearing more about their career paths and things like that, on the Spurs website, on the news section, they have done an update that was done today at about, I think it was like 11:30 this morning, confirming all of that information. So you guys can pop over there and have a look. Just checking in on the chat. Can't stand and don't get director of football position. They have no idea about the game itself. Hope we don't need one if Poch comes in. Possibility. I guess the downside of that is I don't really know who's in charge of player trading. I hate the word player trading. I really despise the word trading, but that's what Vinay, the businessman, calls it. So look, if Vinay is not going to be here next year, maybe they bring in a director who has expertise on that front as well. Time will tell, because if they have, I guess, someone in that position, in that role, that is also an expert in bringing in players and has some knowledge in football, then that might mean that we only need to replace one rather than two. So we'll see how that folds out. And by the way, guys, just to say, if you are jumping in, please do like the stream. Yeah, it means a lot. It helps boost the channel. I'm glad we're keeping the set piece coach. Andreas has been good for us this season. Yes, I agree with that. And we know that a lot of our goals, like Arsenal, has come from set pieces. So we're going to talk more about that. SARS GRBB is saying gut feel and observation will always be better than stat-based signings. Director of football is just another buffer for the owners to hide behind. Potentially. I think the fact that the whole board is a shambles right now, I think what's most important is you need someone on the board who is an expert in football. That's for sure. Someone who understands football, who understands player trading or transfers, who understands how football works and what Tottenham Hotspur's identity is ultimately. So regardless whether you're going to get rid of Vinay, whether you're going to get rid of Lange, at some point you're going to need to replace those people at the top, right? So maybe you don't need a director of football, but you certainly need someone in that position who understands and can negotiate and does all the administration work. Maybe Rafi's going to be that guy, but time will tell. So Daryl, the Vinay and Lange rumours haven't been linked to the Amanda Staveley takeover. That was my opinion and my speculation, just piecing things together, because just it kind of makes sense. In my head, it kind of makes sense. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that if Levy does retain his shares, that Vinay and Lange do stick around? Because I can't really see that happening, if I'm completely honest. I do think that there is going to be a bit of a shake-up this summer. I do think there's going to be a shake-up this summer. Thanks, Raymond, I think. Thanks, King Raymond. Yeah, so I guess we'll see. But that's my speculation. That's my take on it. Just having seen the news about sort of, basically, we're going to have to wait until, is it March the 8th? I think that's when the 6-month period ends, where Amanda Staveley can't make another bid. Basically, because she made a bid and it was rejected, she has to wait 6 months to make another bid. So if that then happens, we will find out in March. And then I think once that happens in March, then we'll have a better idea. And by March, we'll also have a better idea of our position in the league as well. Yeah, I agree. I hope it's Matt. Is it Matt? Matt Totterpop? I think it's Matt. But I agree. Yeah, they need to shake it up, because look, if relationships are being burnt, if bridges are being burnt, then, you know, if your sponsorships are going down the pan, then you need to act fast. Otherwise, if we get relegated, we'll end up seeing a fire. We could end up seeing a fire sale. So we'll see what happens on that front. Hey guys, jumping in. So looking towards this weekend, that's a roundup of, I guess, all of the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes this week. So to move forward and to look ahead at this weekend, there was an announcement this morning. All the press around Spurs seemed to come out this morning. I don't know if anyone else follows the Tottenham channel on WhatsApp, but this morning they were like on fire. So we heard previously the THFC flags tweeted yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, that there would be a TIFO at this game. So I'm hoping we can rub their noses in it. And look, we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the game and how I'm feeling about that and how you guys are feeling about that. Please let me know in the chat. So yeah, there's going to be a TIFO. I am obviously going to do a match day vlog this weekend. So I don't know how that one's going to go, but of course, because we sit the north stand, we have a very good view of the TIFO. So I'm hoping that from where we sit, I'm going to be able to get it all in for you and to be able to make hopefully what is an uplifting match day vlog, because we haven't had one in the Prem since this channel has started 6 weeks ago. And if you're just joining now, it's our 6-week birthday. So happy birthday to Spurs from the stands. Right. Moving on, we also heard that Dele Alli is going to be the halftime special guest, which I think is so we had Jan Vertonghen, who came in the last game against Newcastle, but because the fans were so pissed off at halftime, there was no one in the stadium. There was no one in the stadium at half time. So poor Jan was probably there giving his talk. And I was obviously giving you guys my match day vlog. So I'm really excited. And if it's good weather and we're outside at half time and fans are cheering, then for sure I'll try and capture a little bit of Dele Alli as well, because I get that when you're watching it on TV, you don't get to see sort of the halftime show. So I'll try and capture a bit of that in the match day vlog for you guys as well. Yes, Polly Pam's dad. Did you sell your ticket before you knew that Frank was going to be leaving, or you're just not going? So to move on to this weekend, how are you all feeling about the game? Because I just wanted to go, before I talk about Igor Tudor and his presser, something that I noticed on Junai Byfield's Instagram was he had put a tweet out on February the 1st after he made his debut in the Prem. And of course, he played 1 minute. He played 1 minute in his first debut. I think that was against City. And he came on, he played 1 minute, and he had put on Instagram at the time that he had his Premier League debut. And what I thought was funny about this was that Madders, said another one ticked off, great. And then Solanke said, finally, a Prem game. And I'm not sure if they were mocking him because it was only a minute, or whether it suggests that maybe he's ready to be starting in our first team, but he's not quite there yet, or maybe he wasn't given the chance under Frank. So I'm intrigued whether Byfield is going to be a player that gets some minutes under Igor Tudor. Now, I'm going to talk more about this because, of course, we heard in Igor Tudor's press conference, and I realized when I wrote these notes down, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what Alice does. And I'm not trying to copy anything here, but I just thought it's easier just to make this more succinct. Because the reason why I say this is because Igor Tudor said in his press release or press conference, should I say, that we have 13 players fit. And when I did the maths, Byfield is not included in those 13. So someone's just said Byfield, GRBB said Byfield has to get minutes given the injury issue. So we have obviously the starting 11 plus 2 extra players, and Byfield and Sousa would actually make it 15. So according to my calculations, those 2 in addition would make it 15. So the way that Tudor was talking, when he said we are training with 13 players, it made me think, is Sousa and Byfield, because they're also in the squad, so it doesn't make sense unless he's talking about outfield players and he's not including Vicario and Kinski in that. Because basically when I was putting together my lineup predictions, we're quite limited. And so I was thinking, I'm going to put Byfield in. It's very risky, but I'm going to put Byfield in. And then I thought, if we've got 13 players fit, he's not included in the 13. I also had a look, and Byfield, the under 21s are playing tonight against Norwich. So I would say they're playing, I think it's at 7:00. So maybe even when we're on the stream, we might actually see the lineup for the under 21s, which will also give us a hint as to whether Byfield is going to be on the bench for this game. I assume that he would be. He hasn't been on the under 21s bench all season. He was in the under 19 squad. He's 17. So Byfield is 17. He was in the under 19 squad back in October. Then he progressed to the under 21s, and now he's been sitting on the bench for us. So I'm interested to see what comes of that. In general, because of course you guys can read what's on the screen, but in general, I really liked Igor Tudor's press conference. Guys, what did you think of his press conference? What did we think of it? Because I really like the way that he speaks. I said that earlier in the week when he gave us his first interview. But something that I really appreciated about the way that he speaks is that he spoke about it is mentality first and then a system or a style. And this is exactly what I was saying, right? Because we need an injection. We need an injection of some motivation coming from somewhere. These players need to get up for the fight now. Like this is it. This is it. You know, this is the last chance. You've got 12 games left till the end of the season. You've got to win at least 4 of them. And even that number, people are just speculating. It could be way more. It could be way less. So I think there is certainly a conversation to be had around how the system is going to look tomorrow, because I think the system, how it's going to look on Sunday, may not be the one that we progress with for the rest of the season, just also simply because of the number of injuries that we have actually got. He also spoke about the fact that he worked with Radu and Romero, and they had a little banter. I think it was Alistair Gold that asked him, and I love the fact that he was able to joke about Romero, and Romero, you know, basically that he got rid of Romero. So I really like the fact that they're already laughing. It's very relaxed. But look, this is how these things always start, and it's only going to be a matter of time before that press conference room is going to become the lion's den. Right? Because all it's going to take is to lose the next few games and things are not going to be so high spirited. So we really have to take this moment where we have this momentum, where things feel on the up, where we've got this positivity amongst the fan base and amongst the dressing room to really kick on, you know, because things can turn very, very quickly. It can turn very, very quickly. He was also asked about relegation as well, and he said that it's not important. I don't think he meant that relegation itself isn't important. He was just saying that what is more important is to focus on what's happening now and see what we can become. And this is what I was talking about, guys, growth mindset. And before, we didn't have a coach. Frank was not a growth mindset coach. He was not a growth mindset coach. This guy, from what he said, see what we can become, implies that the team is going to grow and evolve together throughout the rest of the season. And that is something that I think we can all appreciate, because we all know that where we're at right now is simply not good enough. And I'm quite worried about the fact that Dragusin has to start in centre back, if I'm completely honest, you know, but he's going to have to try his best. He's going to have to try his best and see what we can become, as Igor Tudor said. So before I dive into the lineup, he was also asked, how confident are you that we're going to be not relegated? And he said 100% we're going to be in the Premier League. So that gives us all a bit of hope going forward. Something interesting separate to that, because we will dive into the lineups, but since we're talking and we're previewing the game, something that I thought was quite interesting was, last night I fell down a rabbit hole. I fell down an absolute rabbit hole because I went on a bit of an exploration to find out which teams over the past few seasons have been relegated and come back up immediately, and which teams have gone down and stayed down, basically. Now, we're going to save all that. If anyone's interested, we can definitely do that for another time. But I did notice that Sheffield Wednesday are about to get relegated with the lowest points tally in Football League history, because they are in the Championship and they have got -7. They have got -7 points, guys. So it was really interesting because there are some teams that have obviously dropped down to the Championship and been relegated again in back-to-back seasons. And then you have some teams like Wrexham who have been promoted 3 seasons on the bounce. So I was looking into this because, of course, the conversation has been, what happens if Spurs get relegated? How easy is it to come back up? And all of those things. And amongst all of my research and things, I realized that Arsenal, who sit currently top of the table, have the lowest points at this point in the season since Leicester won the league in 2015-16. I think it was 2015-16. So it has been a very, very long time since a team at the top of the Premier League have only had 58 points. Even Liverpool last year had 12 more points than where Arsenal sit right now. So people are saying, well, Arsenal, they're still 5 points clear. I think the narrative is of course, at the back end of the season, Arsenal tend to drop more points and City tend to pick up more points. So this game this weekend is massive because it's not just about us and our relegation fight. It's also for Arsenal, who are going to be well up for this game, and whether their title race is still going, because all it's going to take for them is one draw or one loss, and then City can beat Arsenal, and then they have a game in hand, right? So this game is as if not more important for Arsenal than it is for us. And for that reason, I am very worried. Also, just to mention that we have 29 points. Arsenal have 58. They have double the amount of points than us. Double. So we're in such a pickle, guys. We are in such a pickle. We need to get ahead of this. We need to absolutely get ahead of this because they've won 17 games. We've won 7. And I think it just shows you, we all know that we've drawn a lot of games from positions where we probably should have won this season. And that is a mentality issue that we've been having. This is a mentality issue, guys. Like as much as our team is very thin on the ground and they haven't been able necessarily at all times to be getting up for the games, at the same time, we've lost points from winning positions. And that's partly because we haven't had the squad rotation to see games out, but also because we've played so defensively that we haven't gone forward to get the winning goal. We've always sat back once we've scored 1 or 2 and it's felt comfortable, but that has been a false sense of security because ultimately that has led to our downfall so far this season. So I think, Arsenal's gap at the top of the table is less than our gap at the bottom. And that's because West Ham have a goal difference of -17. We have a goal difference of -1. So there is a -16 goal difference at the bottom of the table, whereas Arsenal only have 2 more goals on City. And of course, City are a game in hand. So I think however you spin it, however you look at it, this is the game of the season. It is absolutely the game of the season, not just for us, but basically for the whole of the Premier League. And you know what? Last night, I was looking on FOTMob, and I never bet on games, but there was the predictor. There's the FOTMob predictor, and almost 350,000 people have voted on this game, and 86% have said that Tottenham are going to win. 86% have said Tottenham are going to win out of 341,000. Like, that's just crazy. And they said 9% for Arsenal to win and 5% a draw. So I think 86%, I think there's some trolls out there. There is definitely some trolls out there who have been voting. Probably City fans as well and Chelsea fans who have all been voting, saying that Tottenham are going to win because, look, amongst us, and I'm assuming that most of us here in the chat are Spurs fans, and so amongst us, what I can see from the chat is that maybe it's a bit of mixed energy. We're kind of very optimistic, but, maybe cautious optimism or some measured optimism in this game because no one knows how we're going to line up. No one knows how we're going to show up in this game. So there's a lot riding on it. The other thing about the league, of course, is that we are currently 2 points behind Brighton in 14th, and we are 3 points behind Palace in 13th. So this weekend, Palace play Wolves. So I'd assume they'd pick up some points. But hey, if Palace can get some points off Arsenal, if Wolves can get points off Arsenal, anything's possible now for them. And Brighton have Brentford this weekend. And I think Brentford beat Brighton. So even if we can get a point, we're gonna close the gap on Leeds because they've also got Villa. So there's some tough games this weekend, some big games. And still the Premier League, it's so tight and compact. And look, one of the reasons why Arsenal only have 58 points and sit top of the table is because this league is so competitive. They themselves have drawn 7 games this season. I mean, we've drawn 8, so there's been a lot of draws this season. There's been a lot of draws this season. We get a cheeky win. I think we might get a draw, you guys, such the optimists. Though I don't know who it was. If you're in the chat, let me know. But There was someone that commented on one of the videos the other day that said, oh, I think we're going to get out the relegation battle and win the Champions League. I'm like, guys, I'm the positive one. I know I'm the positive one. But to avoid disappointment, we need some measured optimism. You know, we need to manage our expectations. We need to manage our expectations because, look, as Spurs fans, this is what we do, right? We get all hopeful, we get excited, but at the end of the day, guys, our squad is the same as it was against Newcastle. And look, I don't mean to put a downer on things, and I don't mean to put a dampener on it, but that is the reality. We are playing with the same squad that we've been playing with for the most of the season. Like, that's the reality of it, and our squad's not good enough. That's the harsh truth, you know. And look, it's not necessarily the players' fault, but it's down to bad recruitment. It's a whole lot of mess. But look, we're in the predicament that we're in, and we just have to see it through to the end of the season. But I would just say, you know, to manage the expectations so that we don't have another crash of morale again, just tempered optimism. That's what I'm asking. Tempered optimism. Start strong, get the South Stand throwing Tifo pieces at Raya. Yeah, well, he made a mess up the other day, didn't he? So let's hope that his confidence is dented. I got rid of my bottle job logo today. But yeah, we don't want to get fined because like we've seen, oh my gosh, we've seen what's been going on around Europe. Oh my gosh, with like the racism against Vinicius Jr. Terrible. That's really, really bad. But anyway, let's not talk about that. A draw. Good afternoon, Hotspur Stam. This is a test for the players. Right, guys, I'm going to go into the lineup now. Let's see. I'm going to go into the lineup with my new layout. So, guys, there's a few different formations, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat. What do you think our formation is going to be? Because we have a few different options, right? And I'm going to start you with the 3-4-1-2. And the whole reason why I've put this on the screen today is because it's so much easier to explain to you than it would be just to talk you through it, because it looks very different. And considering the players that we have fit, this is really a stretch, whatever formation we do. Whatever formation we do, we are so light defensively and we are quite light on the right wing that there's nothing ideal about this situation. Some of you are already saying, I like the formation. This is my favorite formation. I've started with my favorite one. We obviously heard that Igor Tudor likes the 3-4-2-1. However, and by the way, guys, if you're jumping in, please do like the stream, subscribe, because I want to get to 3,000 before we get to 2 months. And we've got a couple of weeks to do it. So 6 weeks, birthday. Anyway, yeah, please do like the stream. But the reason why I've gone with this formation, if I do this, can you guys see my mouse? I don't think you can. No. Can you see my mouse? I don't know if you can. So we heard that he likes the 3-4-2-1 formation. Now, the thing with the 3-4-2-1 is that we don't have a right-sided sort of forward midfielder. We have Xavi, but with Odegaard being injured and Kudus being out, the only other option you could do there is put Mwani there. So this is why I'm starting with this. Now, we heard that Solanke, we heard Jordan, I will answer this. I'll come back to you. But Solanke, Jordan, you're not Solanke, but Solanke is, as we heard, and I put on the last slide, that Solanke is maybe got a throat injury. So he may not be available to start for this game, which is why I've also gone to the liberty of choosing an alternative formation, which, as you can see, would be Tel and Mwani up top. And I think if Solanke is not fully fit, I think this is the formation that allows us the most flexibility. So let me know, guys, if you agree. So you've either got the back three of Van der Ven, Dragoos and Paulinho. Of course, the other option there is that you put Gray at the back and you take Paulinho out and maybe you put him in midfield. Now, for me personally, I don't think Gray is strong enough in the back three. Me personally, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think that drop him off some Hall soothers. I thought you were talking about me because I had a bit of a chest, but I don't think Gray is strong enough for a back three. I wouldn't mind Gray in the back three. We're going to come back to 4-4-2, Mark. We're going to come back to the 4-4-2. No. 4-4-2 might be relevant because we're coming onto it. We're coming onto it. But what I just want to say is that Gray, if Romero is in the back line, I think that's stronger and you can afford to put Gray in. For me personally, I don't think Dragusin is strong enough. Now, of course, we know that Dragusin played under Tudor, or he didn't play under him, but he was in the squad at the time. So they are familiar with each other. If that plays to Dragusin's advantage and Tudor can get him playing really well in this game, I will be so happy with that, because Dragusin has not had the best start since he's come back from injury. And for me, he is the weak link. So to have him in the middle is very, very concerning, but it's all we've got. It is all we've got. Dragusin loses players who make run. Yes, I agree. I don't think he's good enough, but this is what we've got. This is what we've got. The other formation that I've put in here, for you guys that have been watching since the beginning of the stream, you will know that I mentioned about Byfield potentially being in the squad. So as you can see here, I've put Byfield as the third centre-back. Now, the benefit of this is that he is a natural centre-back. He's a natural centre-back. That is his strength. So I, in some ways, wouldn't mind seeing him here. I think it's a massive risk to start a 17-year-old in a back line of three against top of the Premier League who are fighting to be champions. I think that is a massive, massive risk. But from Igor's perspective, he's going to have to see and assess who has been training really well this week, because Byfield has had a few minutes. He came on, he saw out the Dortmund game for us. So I don't see why he couldn't at least be named in our squad. You guys are saying that you like this setup better. This is the same setup. So this was the first one. So 3-4-1-1-2. The next one is a 3-4-2-1. Okay, now, as you can see, the players are the same. Now, I realize the only player that I've left out of this is Sousa. I haven't included Sousa in this. Just by way of rotation, this has got Bissouma in this starting example. But the other option could be is that you put Spence on the right wing back, you put Gray instead of Bissouma, and you put Sousa on the left. I think it's very light and it's very inexperienced in the midfield. And you've got Paulinho in the back line, who's not a natural centre-back. So for me personally, I don't think he's going to go with a 3-4-2-1. However, this could be a formation that could happen, in which case I've put Mawani up top because we heard that Solanke might still have this throat, etc. And I've put Gallagher on the right-hand side. So let me know, guys, do you think there's anyone else instead of Gallagher that if we went with this formation that could fit there? Because realistically, the only other choice if you go with this formation is if you put Mawani back and you start either Solanke or Tell up top. That's realistically your only options. And this is the whole thing about building your formation and why he was saying the formation kind of goes out the window in this game, because none of these pieces really work together. Your back line's weak, your midfield is weak, and your front line is just a mismatch of what you've got fit. So I don't like any of this, if I'm completely honest, but I thought I'd show you guys to give you an idea, because when it comes down to it, you know, if we were to lose this game, everyone will be like, oh, he's set up wrong, but this is the alternative. Yeah, exactly. I agree. And I didn't want to put Bissouma in this, but he is a player who's fit and readily available. And he's going to want to prove himself. He's also not in our Champions League squad, you know. So on that Bissouma point, the alternative to this in the same formation could look something like this. And again, in order to make this work, I've had to put Byfield in the back line. So in order to get rid of Paulinho, You see what I mean? So if you're not going to play Bissouma, you have to play Paulinho in the middle, which means you have to put Byfield at the back, unless you play Gray and then you put Spence on the right wing and Sousa on the left. But it's all a little bit messy, and I just don't think it's a very strong starting lineup. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. But this is what we're dealing with. And this is what, look, I know we all hated Frank and whatever, but this is what Frank was dealing with. This is the predicament you're in. You know, it really is. Like, look at this. You've got, you're either putting Paulinho in your back line, in which case you have to play Bissouma, or you're putting Byfield there to shift Paulinho into midfield. Neither's ideal. I think if you were to keep it like this, you take out Bissouma, you move Gray over, Spence on the right, Sousa on the left. So do you favour a youngster who hasn't started for us, or do you favour Bissouma, who on his day can have a good game? It's a really, really tough call to make. I would not want to be in Igor Tudor's shoes. Oh, yeah, I even did an example there. Right. So, okay, we're coming on to the 4-4-2. Whoever it was in the chat who was asking me about the 4-4-2, because the other option is a 4-2-3-1. There is one formation that I haven't included, which is a 3-4-3, but I don't like it. It doesn't work with our squad, so I haven't put the 3-4-3 in. We have no wingers, or we have no right winger until I don't know if he's strong enough on the left. So I've just left the 3-4-3 out, even though it's a formation that Igor Tudor has used in the past. Now, this 4-2-3-1 is a formation that Frank used. Do I think that it worked well for us? No, which is why I prefer the original 4-3-1-2. That's why I prefer it, because I think it plays to our strengths. But in this scenario, you would have, and this is just obviously my thoughts. So guys, let me know which one you prefer. But in this scenario, you are probably stronger in your back line. This is the benefit of going 4 at the back. The benefit of 4 at the back is you're stronger at the back. The thing is that Arsenal aren't really, really aggressive. I know they're a really good team and they have a lot of skill, but they're not massively aggressive. They score a lot of set piece goals, and when they don't necessarily play like a really high attacking line, so I don't know if like a 3 in this game could actually work for us, because we know that, look, for all the talk about Arteta, is that he hasn't necessarily been like a really aggressive manager. So in some ways, I kind of like the 3 at the back better, maybe. However, if I was to choose a 4 at the back, this would be the scenario that I would go for. The only other change to this would be that I'd put Spence at right back, Sousa at left back, and take Gray out the squad, personally. And I think Gallagher and Paulinho are stronger there, but this would mean that you have to pay Muani and Tell. This only works if Solanke is fit. And of course, he said he doesn't think there's any more players coming back into the squad. Who knows? We've seen it before where a player has been fit and it hasn't been mentioned before. So there is still a slim chance that Porro does make it into the squad. I don't mind this. I don't love it. I don't mind this. I don't love it. What do you guys think? And lastly, and I can see Mark in the chat is raring to go with the 4-4-2 that I was talking about a few weeks ago. So this is potentially what a 4-4-2 would look like. Of course, there are changes to this because this was kind of like just an approximation. But what I would say, potentially, Spence right back, Sousa left back, Gray goes where Paulinho is. The thing that I don't like about the 4-4-2 is it doesn't fit Simmons. It does not fit Simmons. That's me personally. Now, to make this a little bit different, to show you guys, if Solanke is out injured, then maybe you would put Simmons up top. But none of this really makes sense, because you would probably put Tell and Muani up top if Solanke's injured, and you'd push Simmons back. But Simmons is not a left winger. Simmons is not a left winger. So then you've kind of got the problem of who goes on the left wing. You have no left wing back. Right, you have no left winger, left wing backs scenario. So the 4-4-2 is good, but given the squad that we've got available, I don't think it really fits. I don't think it really fits. Do you guys see what I mean? Like, either way you sort of play it, I agree, by the way. Someone's just put in the chat, Roy Parks just said, we need to put Paulina in the back line as Dragusin is our weakest link. And I agree with that. And I think playing Gray and Dragusin together next to each other is probably like the highest risk formation that we can take. I agree. And that's why I think 3 at the back could actually be stronger, personally. But the 4-4-2 is, I like it if you've got the right players, but I don't think we have the right players right now. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Does anyone see Vicario drop for Kinski? I don't see that. And the reason for that is because they're both Italian. They're both Italian. They've got connections. I just think he's going to favour Vicario. I just think he's going to favour Vicario is our number one keeper. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's our number one keeper. No, so I mentioned John. Yep, I mentioned Sousa. So the alternative, I didn't. Otherwise, I've had like a million different screenshots. This was not an interactive software. This is not an interactive software. This is just me trying to make this easier for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. But yes, I agree. If that happens, Spence goes on the right, Sousa goes on the left. And with the other formation that I said earlier, which was my preferred one, in this scenario, you could also have Spence on the right and Sousa on the left. So where Spence is, for me personally, this is the formation that I would go with. What do you guys think? So my lineup would be Paulinho, Dragusin, Van der Ven. It would be Gray, Gallagher, Sarr, Spence, Simmons, Solanke, Mawani. I think this plays to Simmons' strengths. I think Simmons is the strongest player that we have other than Van der Ven. I think that Simmons has been working out in the gym while everyone else has been out on their honeymoons and holidays and Valentine's days and going to Portugal and wherever the players have been. So, we've seen all the players have been off. All the players have been off for the past 7 days, and Simmons has been the only one that's been in the gym. So I think he's going to try and build the squad around Simmons, personally. That's what I think. I also think that Mawani is not his favoured striker, but given the fact that Solanke might not be in the squad, maybe Tell comes in and Mawani shifts to the right, because I think Tell plays more on the left. What do you guys think to this? Donga said, love that lineup. Oh, man. Old needs as many round pegs and round holes. Yes, square pegs and round holes. Love that lineup, except I would put Gray next to Gallagher to control the midfield and Sousa out on the right. Interesting. Does Sousa play right? Can Sousa play right wing or wing back? Is that true? Let me just check. Can Sousa play on the right? No, Sousa doesn't play right. He's a left back or left wing back. I don't think. I don't know. I wouldn't play a youngster out of position so early on in his debut start against the best team in the league. I think that's so high risk. However, I wouldn't mind him playing left wing or left wing back and then moving Spence to the right. I wouldn't mind that, but I think it's to play Sousa on the right is just too high risk. Like, you'd play Gray there. Even if Gray's not good enough, it's just what you've got. You just got to play what you've got. That is Tudor's position. He's got to play with what he's got, right? Oh, someone said nope. Simmons went to Dubai. Guys, how mad is it that our players have just had off like a week in the middle of the season? Like, what the hell? When does that ever happen? Okay, Roy has said, I think that Tudor will go with 3 at the back with some combination of a 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-1-2. Also, if it's not working, I'm sure he would change it during the game. Yeah, look, this is the thing, right? Nobody knows. We're all speculating. Last week, nobody even knew who Igor Tudor was. Let's be honest. Let's be absolutely honest. No one knew who Igor Tudor was last week, right? Unless you follow Serie A or you follow Juventus or you follow Marseille, no one knew who Igor Tudor was. And people still don't know who he is. You know, I don't know how familiar Arteta is with him. You know, does Arteta really know his game? And given the fact that we're so thin on the ground, like realistically, even in this lineup, the only two players that aren't starting here are Souza and Bissouma and Byfield. So there's your fit 13. You know, that's it. That's all we've got. Oh, and Tell. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. So when he was saying 13 fit players, there's 4 more there. Do you see what I mean? There's 4 more there that aren't on the sheet. I don't know. And also, Roy, I don't mind the 2-1. I don't mind it, but I don't think it plays to our strengths unless Gallagher has an absolute corker of a game. Unless he has an absolute corker. But I actually think Mawani will play better 2 up top. I think Mawani will play better 2 up top because he hasn't played well. He hasn't played well, just him on his own. So, Souza is left-sided. Yeah, I thought he was left-sided. Yeah, I agree with that. Jorgen, who do you know as a player? Who do you know as a player? Guess it helps us in terms of guess it helps us in terms that they gave them a bit of a rest. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, I think at the end of the day, we have to be very realistic about the situation that we're in, right? You're playing top of the league, Arsenal. They always beat us. Like, let's be real. I know we hate to hear it because they're our rivals, but they beat us, you know? And so I think that it's very overly ambitious to say that we're going to win this game. They're going to be so up for the fight. They're going to be so up for this game. I mean, we're going to be up for this game as well. We've got it all depends how fired up we come out. You know, if we can get an early goal, if we can get some momentum early on, we can maybe just sit back, but that's just not it's not what we want to see, you know. So I think if we're going to play a really high line, just because Dragusin is just not my favorite centre back, let's put it that way, I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned. Can you imagine if Dragusin comes out and has a worldie and like scores a header from a corner or something? Then we'll come back on Monday and we'll be like, Dragusin's amazing. Dragusin's our best centre back ever. He's better than Romero, but I just can't see it. I think he was such a mediocre signing, guys. I know that he's been out for so long, but I just don't rate him. I'm sorry. I rate him. I rate Dragusin. I just don't think he's good enough for where we want to get to. That's how I should say it. I think he's good, but he's not exceptional. He's not a top 6, is he? He's not a top 6 defender. He's like our 4th defender. And even then, you're still playing Paulinho ahead of him. So, yeah. If one player needs a rest, it's Gray. I don't think anyone needs a rest. Sorry, you've had 12 days off. They've had 12 days off doing F all. If they can't get up for this game, I'm sorry. There's no for me personally, Richard, you're way softer than I am. You're way softer than I am because I'm like, no chance. No, like and also you've got 3 weeks off coming up as well. Like we've got 3 games or 2 games, and then they've got 3 weeks off because you've got the international break. So I just everyone has to be ready to go for this. Everyone has to be ready to go. That's it. Arsenal will bottle it if they go down. If they go down at all in the second half, as recent results have shown, we'll see if they have the mettle to close out the game. Yeah, I mean, look, for us, I think the thing is, is that Wolves reinforced, United had a bounce. And so it's the only reason why I think this is going to be so challenging for us is because we don't have a proper back line. We don't have Danso and we don't have Romero. And I think that for us is the biggest loss to wherever we end up. Like that is going to be the biggest loss to the squad. Because you're either going to have to pay a 17-year-old or you're going to have to pay a 19-year-old who's a midfielder. You know, so either way, it's not an ideal situation. But this would have been the case no matter who the manager was. Whoever we said the manager was going to be, they were always going to be in this predicament, right? We always said that. We always said that was going to be the case. Hey, Sarah, I knew Igor Tudor. Oh, I knew Igor. I thought you were... Two-faced Trevor. I thought you were saying you knew Igor Tudor, but you knew who Igor Tudor was from Series A's coaching. Watch a lot of football. I mean, a lot of football. So what have you got to tell us? Do you like the 3-4-1-2 formation? Am I onto something? Someone put in the comments actually before, I saw it before. Someone asked, I don't know how I get it back up. But someone asked before, do we know if the mole is still at the club? No, we don't. And I think it's going to be very telling tomorrow, or Sunday, should I say. I think it's going to be really telling. If the lineup gets leaked before the game, then I think it's safe to say that it's someone inside the club. If we get no leaks, if we get no team leaks, then I think it was someone trying to sabotage Frank. And that makes me think, you know, if that was the case, who was it coming out to leak it? Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, our team squad kept getting leaked under Ange. He got fired. They got rid of the mole, and then he got fired. And now we've had the team being leaked pretty much this entire season. And so now Frank's gone. Has the mole gone with him? Or has someone been trying to sabotage Frank from the inside? And is that going to be something that's going to be released ahead of the Sunday's game? We'll find out on Sunday, you know. We'll find it out. But yeah, look, it's not good, is it? It's not good. A lot of you are saying back three. A lot of you are saying back three. Spence, Mickey, Paulinho as back three. Some of you are saying Spence in the... Okay, so a few of you are saying Spence in the back three. So you'd have maybe Spence on the... Well, I guess you could put Spence on the left or the right. And then maybe you'd have Mickey in the middle, maybe. Maybe you'd have Spence on the right, Van der Ven on the left, and Dragusin in the middle. Maybe. That could work as well. I guess it's the same formation, isn't it? It sounds like the three at the back is kind of what's being favoured. Sousa and Spence on the flanks is better than Gray. Yes, maybe. We haven't seen enough of Sousa. That's what I would say. We haven't seen enough of Sousa. At least Gray, we know, is up to the tempo of the Prem. Unless Igor, look. Sometimes you get a new manager come in, and this is what a manager bounce does. All of a sudden, by the end of the season, we could be seeing Sousa and Byfield on our lineup. You know, like, so much can change. That's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of changing manager, right? Like, it gives us this opportunity now, because everyone's saying this is a throwaway game for us. He's not going to see this as a throwaway game, but he might see this as an opportunity to play players that he has seen performing in training that we haven't seen. You know, it's been really limited what's come out. Yeah, I agree. We're reaching for straws. We are reaching for straws. So glad we'd have to see the dreaded non-tactic. Yep. I really like the look of Byfield. He has the physicality already. The guy's a unit. Yeah, I think he could be a really good player for us. There was already rumours that he wanted to go. There was already rumors he wanted to go. How's my stream, guys? I'm not blurry, am I? I'm not blurry, am I? Only because it's coming up a little bit laggy on mine. Am I blurry? Oh, I'm behind on the chat. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's okay. It's okay. It's probably not HD. What else are you guys saying? The club is cursed. We actually are. And for those of you that have been around since the very beginning, when we were talking about Eileen Drury, maybe we need to get her back in to put some what do you call it, sage sticks inside the dressing room. And for those of you that missed the early conversations, there was some videos I was talking about. Eileen Drury was a faith healer, and she worked with Glenn Hoddle back in the England squad, and it ultimately is what led to his departure from the England squad, because he brought in Eileen Drury, who supposedly healed David Seaman. So I don't know, maybe she does need to come in and start healing some of our players, because David Seaman said that she basically healed his arm and he was able to make good saves again. So who knows? Who in our squad can shoot? I think Xavi can. And I don't think we've seen the best from Mawani. In fact, we haven't seen the best from Mawani, have we? That's just fact. I don't think that's opinion. I think that's fact, because the guy scores. The guy does score, and the fact that he hasn't even got an assist for us, it shows that he's not playing at his best. And if you are jumping on, please do like the stream, hit the subscribe button, support the channel. We've got 2 weeks until our 2-month birthday, so the goal is to get to 3,000 subscribers. Come on, Sarah, it was Frank. What, Frank sabotaging himself? Nah. No, I agree, Gary. I think that the squad leaks don't change anything in terms of the squad. My perspective is that if you are aligned as a club and you've got people on the inside who are ready to throw you under the bus, then you're not aligned. That's where I sit with it. If you've got someone leaking the squad, you've got a traitor in your camp. And if they're leaking the squad, then what else are they leaking? You know, what else are they leaking? And then that for me becomes a bigger concern. Someone asked in the chat earlier, like, why did I become a content creator? I don't even know if I am a content creator. I don't know what I am anymore. I'm just doing this because it's fun and you guys are here. And it just turned out randomly in, like, I don't know, divine timing, that the day that I posted that video, in the 6 weeks, guys, how crazy is this? I've been live on this channel for 6 weeks. In those 6 weeks, we've lost loads of games. We've won our Champions League games. We finished in the top 8. We fired Frank. We hired and fired his assistant coach. We got in Gallagher. We let go of Paratici. Levy wants to sell his shares. Igor Tudor's come in. I mean, 6 weeks, and the madness that has been going on is just crazy. So, you know, forget Eileen Drury, get in Darren Brown. Exactly. Who's Darren Brown? Darren Brown is he's an illusionist. He was the one that did, was it 40 days in a glass box? He sat in a glass box on the River Thames for 40 days and, like, didn't eat or drink anything, just was in this glass box. So he's an illusionist. Does some really wild stuff. But yeah, we need some kind of magic trick. That's for sure. We need some kind of magic trick, 100%. But yeah, I don't know, faith healer. Look, there's obviously something going on with our injury crisis, right? There's obviously something going on. So you need it's more than just one-offs. It's more than just one-offs, because some of these injuries are really unlucky, but some of them have been down to the fact that we've been overplaying players. And when you're not resting players, when you're not giving them the time that they need to recover, and you're forcing them to play, then that's how worse injuries happen. Everyone's human. And, we only have one body, we only have one vessel. And so if you start to push yourself to the limits and it's not done in a way which protects your well-being, then that's how further injuries happen. And we've seen that with Bergvall, who's had repeated injuries again and again and again, and he hasn't been able to get fit. And so as a consequence of that, it's affecting him now to the point where you could be destroying his future. So things like that is really concerning. And also, I think we've been unlucky as well in that a lot of our injuries have been long-term. I'm going to turn to the score prediction soon. So get your predictions in. Should leak a fake lineup. Oh, hey, Tup Bulldog. Oh, you're a member of the channel. Welcome. I can't remember if I welcomed you in. I did see your name. Pop up as one of the new members. So welcome. Welcome to the COYS Collective members. Welcome. Thanks for your support as well. Should leak a fake lineup to mess with Arteta. Yeah, well, that would be the ultimate one, wouldn't it? That would be the ultimate one. You are a content creator. 2 months in and you're doing great. Build it and they will come. Keep going. We need you on Ali Gold's podcast. I don't know. I don't think Ali Gold would have me on. What the hell? I don't think Ali Gold would have me on. And maybe I am a content creator. I don't know. The thing is with this, guys, in all honesty, it's actually really hard. Like, it is really hard to get up every day. And because look, part of it is I want to give you guys value of stuff that's interesting. But at the same time, you don't want to just be waffling. And I realize some of the time I'm waffling and I need to make things a bit more concise and things like that. But that just comes with practice. So this is not the end product. This is progress over perfection. But at the same time, you're sort of staying on top of the news and making sure that, you're giving accurate information as well and not spinning things in a way that's going to come back to you in a way where you're giving false information, for example. So, yeah, I've learned a lot, in all honesty. I've learned a lot. I've got a lot more confidence as well, because my first video, it wasn't in the plan to do this. So I feel like I've come a long way since the first video, but definitely not the finished product just yet. But yeah, you're right. Build it and they will come. And look, every day you get people who subscribe, you get people who unsubscribe, you get people who write really stupid, hateful things in the comments. But I'm learning as well, my own resilience, that that's just the name of the game as well. You just take the good with the bad. And yesterday, maybe loads of Arsenal fans unsubscribed because I was taking the mick out of them. So that's fine if they don't want to stick around here. Yeah, but thank you very much for your kind words, Matt. Thank you. All the support is really, really appreciated. It's really appreciated. Harry Keller. Which team do you think is the best in Europe? Don't tell me you're a Guna, Raj. Because it's definitely not Arsenal, just to say. I would probably put Bayern up there. I think Bayern is really, really solid at the moment. Harry Kane, what the hell? The guy is on fire. The guy is on absolute fire. We miss him so much. He's not going to come back, but he is turning into absolute legend. 500 goals. Teams are going to start, people are going to start noticing, right? I would say Bayern. I don't know. Do you guys agree? Bayern? I think Bayern is up there. I think Bayern could win. I think Bayern can win the Champions League, to be honest. That's me personally. I think that's probably what they should be going for this year, in all honesty. We don't have enough quality on the bench. Yes. So either way, you're going to see all of our players at some point. And we probably will change formation as well, depending on the score and predictions and things like that as well. You're going to have to rotate to keep them fresh 100%. But yeah, realistically, you can make 5 subs in a game and you've got four first teamers on the bench. That's it. Outfield players, I should add. So you've got four players that maybe you can bring in, who's going to be Bissouma, Sousa, Byfield, and Tell. assuming Tell doesn't start, or Solanke, if he doesn't start, if he's not fit enough to play the full 90, you start Tell. But either way, it's a very, very weak bench that we've got. And that's where Arsenal is going to excel in this game. I don't think Ben White has had the best season. I think a lot of one of the things I saw from the Arsenal camp, and guys, forgive me because I'm an Arsenal hater. Okay, I don't watch Arsenal. I don't watch Arsenal. I don't really care about Arsenal's team, to be honest. However, what some of the speculation, I hear stuff through my friends, and one of the things I was hearing is like the rotation. Arteta hasn't really rotated their squad. Like they've got such good like squad depth, but he doesn't use their squad effectively. So it'll be interesting to see how Gabriel does. It'll be interesting to see if like Ben White is rotated into the squad as well. It will be interesting to see whether they start, like, since they've played 3 times in the past week, and this will be their 4th game, it will be interesting if they start with their starting team lineup or if they play a weaker lineup. I don't think they're going to throw away this game. Like, they're going to have to come all guns blazing. But their squad rotation is something that's been lacking. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans are a bit annoyed. They're a bit annoyed at that. They're annoyed that Arteta hasn't really used the squad depth to the best of his ability, or like to the best of their ability. So is this your full-time job now? Well, Gary, you make about 20p from a video, so no. But no, in all honesty, you make about 20p from a video, and you have no control over ads. Like, I mean, I'm so lucky that I've even been able to make a membership, because to get to that point, people wait years and years. So I value all of you guys who are supporting the channel as the COYS Collective, because even if it's $2.99 a month, I think YouTube take like 30% of that. So you make like £1.50, which doesn't even cover a coffee. So I think, no, it's not going to be my full job for a long, long time. Unless, of course, opportunities come, and you never know. But I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. But yeah, you make like £4 or £5 for 1,000 views, something like that. So, but it's the way it works out. Like, some of my videos are like 20p. Like, it's, for me, I'm not, like, at the moment, I'm not bothered about that. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But thankfully, I'm self-employed, so I get to have a bit of flexibility. So, yeah, so I'm doing that amongst my other work as well. So yeah, if you're new here, I'm a, as I keep banging on about, I'm a transformational coach and financial coach. So yeah, I can have one-to-one sessions or go into companies or whatever I want, really. So I just do it to my schedule. Oh, thanks for the super sticker, Urika. It's greatly appreciated. As I just said, you get about 20p per video. Yeah, YouTube is greedy. But also, look, this is a small channel, 6 weeks. Like, as I said, people go for years. People spend like 3 years before they get to, 2,500 subscribers. Like, that's loads of people. Like, the fact there's 80 of you on here now, that's loads, Like, I thought there would be like one person. But even if I can cheer one of you up ahead of this weekend, then my job will be done. So why do you put yourself under that stress? I don't know. It was a divine calling. It was divine intervention, because that video that I did on the very first day, I literally just opened my laptop and just started a video and just uploaded it. Like, I don't know what came over me. I literally can't even tell you. Like, I don't have a plan. my plan is to go with the flow and just see how it evolves organically, and I'm learning like what you guys like. Some of my videos have been an hour. Some of you love the longer stuff. Some of my videos have been 12 minutes or 10 minutes, and you guys prefer that length. So I'm also learning about, how long the videos are. And even for me, I think like 15 minutes is a bit of a sweet spot. But, sometimes I go off piece, and I'm trying to like figure out what the best route is. But of course, look, this has been a really, really noisy time. for Spurs. If this was any other club, if we were talking about Chelsea, or if this was any other club, we wouldn't have this much to talk about. It's only because of where we're at right now, and you could say it was luck, you could say it was divine intervention, but for whatever reason, I did that video on that day and just took off. So I don't know. I can't explain it. You can't predict the YouTube algorithm as well. That's why likes and shares and comments really, really do make a difference. But you just can't predict it. You can't predict YouTube. You are a slave to the algorithm. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't find it stressful. I'm enjoying it. I think if I wasn't enjoying it, I wouldn't have carried on. Like, I'm just doing it for the love of the game, really. And it's nice to have friends. I feel like I've got, 80 friends on stream to talk about Spurs with, which is really nice, rather than talk to my old friends. A lot of them are very negative. A lot of them are very, very negative, I must say. Like, the minute Igor Tudor got appointed, everyone was like, we're getting relegated. So yeah, it is what it is. That's the life of a Spurs fan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Billy. Yeah, it's yeah. Tough times. I'll get my coat then, because I like red and wear red sometimes. I made years ago. Gary Spurs was the channel. And I can't remember my login. Oh no, can you not reset it? Maybe you should reset it. But shout out, Gary. Shout out. Few million views. Shout out to you. Love that. Love that. There are loads of content creators. I have been speaking to a few people, and even on some channels, we've actually recorded some stuff, but because of dodgy software, we haven't been able to put it out. So I feel like I've got a couple of things scheduled in over the next few weeks, but I can't remember with who, if I'm completely honest. I know I'm on some channels. I'm on some fan channels, some preview shows. There's loads of stuff coming up, but stuff's moving so fast that stuff has had to change. And I know you guys have been saying to me, there's been a few channels that have been popping up. Like, you guys have been saying, oh, so Spurs, they're really good. You guys have been saying, like, last word on Spurs, get in touch with them. But at the moment, like, if people contact me, and you guys are saying in their chat as well, and we're connecting, then of course we'll make it happen. But yeah, I don't know if last word on Spurs is a bit ambitious. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that ramble. Positivity breeds success. Exactly, Daryl. And that is what we need for this weekend. That is absolutely what we need for this weekend. Remember us when you're world famous. I don't know. Let's hope so. I don't know. I don't even know if do I want to be world famous? I don't know. I'm not bothered. Look, as long as people get joy out of it and you guys are enjoying it. And, I also appreciate the constructive criticism. Obviously not when people are coming on being like, you're boring. Like, that's not helpful. But if someone's like, some of the comments on that really long video about the hinge on the overlap, some of you said in the comments, I preferred the shorter format. And like, a lot of your names now, like, I'm getting familiar with you, like, guys who are like the core of the community. Like, I'm getting used to seeing your names and who you are. And so although I don't know you by face, I know you by profile picture and name. So, if someone's like, oh, I preferred it when it was shorter content, then you've been commenting regularly, then I take that on board. And that's why I tried to make the videos a bit shorter and a bit more concise, but it's still a work in progress. I get that, which is why the lives are good, because then I can just come on and talk to you guys a bit more informally rather than on a video. Oh yes, it is the gift that keeps on giving. Go back up on my post. Gary, what's Gary saying? I don't know, Gary. Gary Bradley. I don't know. I'm struggling to keep up with the chat. So, oh, you said you had 1 million followers. I don't know. With 1 million followers, did you manage to make that with 1 million views? Did you manage to make that your full-time job, Gary? With 1 million? I don't know. I mean, expressions, it's about 450,000. But look, I'm not I don't know, at some point, like to get that big, you kind of have to sacrifice yourself a little bit. That's how I feel. I feel like you have to make content that's really ranty and shouty, because then competitors are going to come over, rival fans are going to come over and laugh at you. But I don't really know if that's my personality. Like, I don't think that's really me and what I want to achieve out of this. Like, I'm more about bringing community together. Like, I don't know if I would want competitors coming over, like, being arseholes. Like, I think that's going to be expected if we get relegated, let's be honest. But I would much prefer, like, to speak to Spurs fans, you know. Yes, there is. Yeah, it is really negative. It's a bit of a shame, but it's also, it's we are victims of our own circumstance. It was like the what was it, the conversation around the fans not getting behind the team on match day is kind of like a cycle, because the fans are waiting to be entertained, and they're not going to sing and shout and dance until they've been entertained, and then the team is not going to perform well until the fans get behind them. So you're in that catch-22, right? And I think that the fans are sort of caught in the middle of that negativity. But one thing we can be positive about, and just to say, Dominic, is that as fans, we have impact, we have influence. Like, we can change the outcome of things if our voices are loud enough. And look, you might be part of change for Tottenham, you might be part of another organization, but I think ultimately, like, we shouldn't forget that fans are the heart of the club. We are the heartbeat, and without us, the club is nothing. They need us. They need us, because if we get relegated and people sell off their season tickets, like, there's going to be no atmosphere in that stadium. And that's when you start to go into free fall, because you can't get yourself back up into the Premier League. Excuse me. You're off to see the Kaiser Chiefs tonight. Oh, you're off to the Apollo. I thought the Kaiser Chiefs were playing at Spurs, no? Where were you last season? I don't know. I don't know, Billy. I don't know. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing this. I mean, I'm going to have to find a new streaming tool, because StreamYard is going to charge me £90 a month. Guys, StreamYard, £90 a month, right? £90 a month. That's almost £1,200 a year. StreamYard, what I'm using to stream this, is the same price as the Spurs season ticket. Take your pick. Take your pick. Do you want to go watch Spurs, or do you want to stream on YouTube at £1,200? Crazy money. There are definitely cheaper tools, by the way, but some of you have even messaged me. Some of you have messaged me saying, like, how do I start a channel? Like, maybe we'll talk about that another day. Like, maybe we need to create another space. I don't know. One thing at a time. I'm trying to walk before I can run. That's the truth. I'm just, because I tend to take things on and then I don't see them through. So I'm just seeing this through. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, the boys are great. I mean, they've been going for years. Like, I love their channel. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Well, I've been on a couple now, and they've ended up in arguments. Because we tend to disagree. But look, we can agree to disagree. Look, my dad is a lot more level-headed than I am. Dad, are you in the chat? Is my dad here? Is my dad in the chat? Is he giving up on the channel? Is my dad here? Don't know. I now know he created a YouTube channel just so he could comment. So, Dad, if you're here, you can write in the comments. Yes. So, predictions. What is everyone's predictions? Sorry, the chat's gone really fast, so I need to scroll back up to see your predictions. But if there's anyone new here, please do write in the chat what your predictions are. Yeah, also Spurs. We haven't been able to connect. Jim's on holiday at the moment, so we haven't been able to reconnect, but hopefully soon. Hopefully. 3-0 to Spurs. Think Tudor will lead from the front. Do you not find it baffling as to how many people find the time to be so many? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Jordan. Yes, I do. But at the same time, I think about how I use YouTube. And sometimes I'm like, cooking dinner, or I'm just finishing work, or, I'm traveling somewhere in the car. And so I just put YouTube on in the background and then I dip in and out of it. So I assume other people are doing the same. And also now I've got access to the analytics of this channel, because even that took a while to get up. Takes like 3 weeks or a month to even get analytics. I can see that we have fans from all over the world. So what's really cool about that is not necessarily cool, but everyone's on different time zones. So we have a few hundred people from the States. We have a few hundred people from Australia. We have people from Ireland. We have people from Norway. So I'm assuming like people are from different places. And so people have different availability and can jump on at different times. That's what I mean. Yeah, well, I hope I'm not. I mean, I don't think I'm overly selling myself. Right. Okay. When will you get on the Spurs 5? Have they been asking after me? Have you guys been putting my name over there? Has someone leaked something? I don't know. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. I think maybe pre-match pump-up shows. There's stuff coming. There's stuff coming. But look, I don't want to speak too soon, because I've had it where like we've had to reschedule stuff because like news has come or stuff's happened. But hopefully soon. Let's put it that. It's penciled. It's penciled in. Who's Grace Jones? I have no idea. Thank you. Did I go to Bilbao? Of course I went to Bilbao. Billy, go and watch the Tottenham's 12th man video. Maybe I didn't title that one very good because it didn't get a lot of traction, but go and watch the Tottenham's 12th man video, which is all about the fans. And there's a lot of my Bilbao footage in there. And guys, just to say as well, I've been putting in the chapters inside the description now. I used to put them in the comments, but now I put them in the description. So if you guys are ever bored and you're like, I like her, but I don't want to listen to this topic, you can like skip through to the next part of the videos. I've been doing that now. So yes, I did go to Bilbao. Best weekend of my life. Best weekend of my life. Okay, guys, right, 6 o'clock. Don't worry. Don't worry, Matt. They're going to bottle it. They're going to bottle it. They're going to bottle it. Yes, I'm a season ticket holder. So, Matt, if you're new around here, which I'm guessing you are, and some of you joining for the first time, please do like, subscribe, comment, share, like the stream, etc., because it helps the channel and we really appreciate it. But yes, I am a season ticket holder. I have been going since about 90. When did I say my first game was? Was it 97? I was about 8-9 years old, something like that. So yes, I'm a season ticket holder. I go with my dad, who is in the matchday vlogs. So if you guys are new around here and you've only joined since Thomas Frank has been sacked, there's loads of vlogs. There's 5 vlogs that I've done so far in those 6 weeks of doing the channel. We sit the north stand in sort of like the mid-tier section, and there's a group of like 11 of us that when we're all there, like friends, family, that kind of thing. So some of them have made appearances in the vlog. Some of them are camera shy. So yeah, it all depends. OBS. Yeah, I started. I couldn't get my head around OBS. I could not get my head around OBS. OBS, guys, is like a platform that you can stream videos on. It's too technical for me. Too technical. I want to make my life easy, you know. Am I a dad's? My dad. Do you know what's funny, Ivor? Do you know what's funny? My dad probably would have loved to have a son just so he could take him to football, but he got me instead. I do have a sister, but she doesn't like football at all. So my dad got lucky with me. He got lucky with me. But I don't think I'm a daddy's girl. No, I don't think I'm daddy's girl. Am I a Taurus? What is this? Star signs? What is this? What is this? Star signs? No. What's a Taurus? I don't know what Taurus is, but no, I'm a Sagittarius. Sagittarius, big dreamer. Big dreamer. Technically, I'm a Scorpio / Sagittarius. So I'm a bit of both. I'm a bit of both. Big picture thinker. Big picture thinker. Love freedom, fun, adventure. That's Sagittarius. I don't know Taurus. I'm no idea about that. I don't know why people in the chat. Is this that side of the internet now that we're going into star signs? Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Right. Support from New York City. Thank you, Swaggy. And you know what, Swaggy? I saw you pop up yesterday saying that about the NFL. And I have watched a bit of NFL. It's just so long. It's so long. NFL is like the longest, most drawn out sport ever. Like, it's so drawn out. I think the only other sport that I really watch is tennis. I watch tennis. I watched the Olympics. Oh, speaking of which, guys, the Olympics, we've all seen what's been going on over there. I mean, we don't want to be dipping into politics and all of that jazz. But yeah, Casey Wasserman looks like he's going to have to sell up Wasserman. And of course, Wasserman is like one of the biggest football agencies in the world. So lots going on, because I don't know how that's going to affect the agency structure. There's going to be a lot of changes if he's going to sell with all this Epstein stuff that's come out. So I would say, look, it's not going to affect the players, but it might, I don't know, maybe there's going to be new regulations with player trading. And we know already this summer that there's going to be changes as well. Cool, guys. I can see all the predictions. Okay, let's run through these. Sorry if I've missed any, because yeah, we've been chatting, you and I. So Richard said 2-1. Is that 2-1 to Spurs or 2-1 to Arsenal? Is that 2-1 to Spurs or 2-1 to Arsenal? Get in their faces. 3-1 and win. 2-1 to Spurs. 3-1. God, you guys are optimistic. What is going on? We're winning 2-0. 2-0 Gallagher and Mickey. Guys, you guys trolling me. 5-1 to Spurs. Okay, well, Jordan's realistic because Jordan said a 1-1. 1-0 Spurs. I need you lot to turn up. Oh, Con. Con, who do you support? I can't see the logo. Are you a City fan? Are you a City fan? I'm assuming you're a City fan. We want to turn up too. Yep. 3-1. Guys. Wow, I'm really surprised, you know. I'm really surprised. Thank you. Support from Orlando. Sign Delhi for the second half. Oh, man, I'd love to see him play. Oh, I'd love to see him play. Sweden. Welcome to Sweden's in the house. Yeah, we have a few Scandies, actually. Oh, did you see what was the can you tell me, is that true? Is it your president? Is it your president, Ivor, that's been trending today? The Swedish I retweeted it. Hold on. I retweeted it. The Swedish politician. He was talking about being less Spursy. Is that true, or is that an AI thing? Because that's been going viral here. Let me know, Ivor, if you're still in the chat. Is that true? The politician that was talking about being Spursy today, because that's been going round a lot of groups. Wink, wink. Pink makes the girls wink. Pink makes the boys wink. I don't know. Billy, you are everywhere. Get around a bit, Billy, do ya? Get in all the chats. Hope you're in Robbie's feed after Sunday. Rub it in. Bergvall and Kulu. Afternoon. Afternoon. We've been going for an hour and a half, so we're going to check out soon. But we were just talking about the score predictions, and most people so far have said Spurs to win. Some of these I don't know if I should put on the screen, Gary. Look, at the end of the day, it's all a bit of fun. It's all a bit of fun. If people don't want to watch it, they don't have to watch it. You know, that's fine. Swings and roundabouts. You win some and you lose some, you know. I'm retired and my wife is very understanding, but I don't watch all Spurs. You go to be the peacekeeper between Sean and Stelios. Oh dear. No, I'm not babysitting no one. I'm not babysitting no one. They are grown ass men. They can look after themselves. No, but I was on We Are Tottenham TV with Stelios. I know some of you here joined off the back of the live stream that they did, but we did a show before that. I've been on We Are Tottenham TV twice now, and one of those was with Stelios. Those comments were pretty funny. But yeah, look, we have differing opinions, but for me personally, like, I go to football with people who hate Spurs way more than they do. You know, those guys, like, they have to be passionate about what they do because you have to do it every day, you know. So it's hard to fill a whole time slot. So look, we might not agree, but I respect them for showing up, you know, and providing value to people. Like, that's kind of where I sort of it. But yeah, no, I'm not going to be mothering anyone. I'm going to leave that to Lubo. I'm going to leave that to Lubo. Yeah. I'm hoping for a 2-0 win. Gallagher and Solanke goals. It feels like you spawned out of nowhere. I have spawned out of nowhere, Billy. I have. I don't know. I don't know what's happened. I don't know. But look, I appreciate it. And if this is my new destiny, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing in life, then so be it. So be it. Are we up to 2,700 subscribers yet? Are we up to 2,700 subscribers? I think we might be 2 away on the channel from 2,700. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, which is 50% of people, then please do subscribe to the channel because it's greatly appreciated. And that will get us closer to 3,000. I did ask. Oh, you asked. Hey, Dad. Oh, I'm blushing. My dad's in the chat. I did ask any team leaks. No, was that you? I didn't realize that was you. No, we don't have any team leaks. Maybe Sunday. Seat next door. Seat next door. Yeah. Thanks for commenting, Dad. Can you give us some optimism? You're the optimistic one. You're the optimistic one. Big dreamer. No wonder you're a Spurs fan. I love your relation. I'm older. My first dad also loves football. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Do you know what? I know there's like a lot of noise around like women shouldn't be commenting on football, but there's so many women that go to the game. There's so many women that go to the game now. Like, it's totally different to what it used to be. It really is. Like, there's a lot of women that go to the game and comment on the game and everything. So I think if you enjoy something, it doesn't matter what gender, what religion, what race, it doesn't matter. Like, if you enjoy something, you enjoy something. So yeah, good for your daughter and good for you for getting her to be a Spurs fan. Like my dad, you got me, he got me hooked. My mate switched sides from Arsenal to Man United. All girls are daddy's girls deep down. I don't know. My dad's in the chat now, so you can ask him. Dad, do you think I'm a daddy's girl? Oh God, people are gonna watch his back and be like, "What are you on about?" Cool. Is my dad still in the chat? Is he gone? I don't know. Dad, am I the favourite because I'm a Spurs fan? That's the real question. Am I the favourite child because I'm a Spurs fan? I love Sagittarius. Oh yes, Ivor, I do remember you did something about astrology, right? You have a channel as well. If you like astrology, go check out Ivor. Have I got that right? I think I got that right. See, I remember, guys. I remember the faces and the names. Yeah, but I remember you have some astrology stuff. Maybe can you tell us what's written in the stars? Aren't we in the month of Aquarius now? Month of Aquarius was yesterday. Can you tell us what does the new energy bring for this month? Is Spurs going to win? Can you predict that in the stars? Can you manifest it for us? Oh, we've got more predictions. 2-1 Spurs. 2-all, John Lee. The second person who said a draw. I can't believe you guys are all saying that we're going to win. I can't believe you guys are all saying we're going to win. Heart says 1-0 to us. Head says maybe even a 3-0 defeat. I don't even know what to predict. I didn't even... here we go. So I asked, for those of you that have just joined, about if you guys have seen on Twitter, there's been a viral video going around of a Swedish politician. I'm sure if you just type in Swedish politician Spurs, it'll come up. And we have some Swedes in the chat. Yeah, no, he's not slagging off Spurs. He's just making reference to Swedish politics being a bit of a shambles, like the shambles at Spurs is, from what I understood. So apparently it's true. We have confirmation from Sweden that that's true. That's not AI. It's so hard to tell what's AI these days. It's so hard to tell what's AI. I would take a 2-2. I would take a 2-2. That is my prediction. My prediction is also a 2-2. Yeah, my heart is also saying that we can win this game. My heart is saying that we can win this game, but I just think that there's so much uncertainty. We don't know who is going to we don't know who's going to start. We don't know what the style of play is going to be. We don't know. This is a game about mentality more than it is about the style. So it just depends how they're going to come out. Yeah, 100%. As I just said, I didn't see this comment before, but Ben Edwards has said it as well. Yeah, we just need to turn up. We need to turn up and play football because we have not been playing football. We have not been playing football. So yeah, we need to, yeah, just get up for the fight. That's what this game is. This game is a mentality battle. This game is a mentality of the top versus mentality of the bottom. That's what this is, right? Of course, you've got two teams who are leagues apart in terms of skill, but we just saw Wolves go there and draw. So if Wolves can go there and do it, then we can. If Wolves can do it, we can. 100%. No doubt about it. If Brentford can do it, if United can do it, we can do it. United beat Arsenal, Brentford drew, Wolves drew. Like, if those teams can do it, we can 100% do it, but it's up here. It's how they are prepped for this game that's going to be all the difference. Now you are Spurs first and do YouTube, or a YouTuber that likes Spurs and choose to use it financially. There is no in between. I don't know. Maybe one day, if you get to like millions of followers, maybe. For me personally, I'm just doing it for fun. I think that if it turns into something, then great, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, not attached to it either way. You know, I'm not going to give up my day job. Maybe there are people out there that do, but maybe I've got lucky. I don't know. I can't speak for other people. Maybe other people do that, but everyone has their own opinions and agendas, so not necessarily. As I said, if you make 20p a video, are you really doing it financially? I don't think you're going to become a millionaire, you know. Sick of all the negativity. Look, this is Spurs fans in general. I've had my moments where I've been really positive. I've had my moments where I've had rants. I've had my moments where I've been negative. You know, I've had match days where I've had all the emotions in one video. You know, the West Ham game, like all the emotions, Man City going down, coming back. I mean, it's hard. It's hard being a Spurs fan. This is what we are. We're like up and down so much. Yeah. Gary, in response to what you just said, the raging Tico-Z has put it perfectly, that I am creating from the heart. And if people like that, or they want to think that I have an agenda, I know what's true. So that's fine. I know what's true at the end of the day. I think we're getting lucky this Sunday 2-2. Yeah, we'll save that one for another day, I think. Saturn, God, guys, we've got so many astrologers in the chat. Saturn, Neptune in Aries today, 0-degree alignment, a time to manifest your dreams. Tudor, maybe we should send a message to Tudor to manifest winning on Sunday. I mean, I think Romero wears a red string, right? So he probably is a little bit spiritual. I don't know. I think Messi gave him that red string. Romero, he wears that red string. I think Messi gave it to him. And obviously, we know that Madonna, speaking of red string, we know that Madonna, her twin daughters, play for the Spurs Academy, don't they? That's why Madonna was at the Spurs ground. So maybe we are a deeply spiritual club. We've got Madonna as a fan. You know, we've got Romero wearing red string. What more do you need? 0 degrees in alignment. Oh, is it Aries? I thought it was Aquarius. I don't know. What did I miss? Sorry, Systemic Role. You're going to have to catch up. But great to have you back. Yes. Yeah, you'll have to watch it back. But appreciate you being part of the COYS collective. Big up, Danny. Big up to you. Right. Wolves are going down. We've got the Gooners in the chat. Dane, I'm surprised you're still here after my video yesterday. Do you like my new logo, Dane? Do you like the new logo? This bottle jobs. Do you like it? Just for you, Dane. Just for you. Is it Dane or Dan? I don't know. But Dane, we'll pin this to the side for when you guys finish second, yeah? And if we do go down and you finish top, then we'll have the conversation then. Because I don't think you'll finish. I think there's more chance we get relegated than you win the Prem. That's how sad it is. That is how sad. That is a sad state of affairs that we are. But obviously, you feel that you're going to win on Sunday. So, no, I think Arsenal should be confident. Arsenal 100% should be confident. 100%. We're so light, you know. Yes, we are in Aquarius and we need to manifest. The stars only reflects a no prediction. Okay, no prediction, guys. No prediction. But if you're into astrology, go support Ivor, fellow Spurs fan. Arsenal already in their heads. I don't know. Dane would disagree. Dane in the chat would disagree. Dane. Oh, Danish. Danish Zaman. Sorry if I pronounced all that wrong. Dan-esh Zaman. I don't know. But he's not in his head. He thinks Spurs are going down. Oh, dear. Right. Stay true to what it is you started, Sarah. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I am. My dad is very positive. Seat next door. Are you still here? He's gone to have dinner probably. It will be a game of a few chances. No, it's going to be a game of a lot of chances. This is going to be a game of a lot of chances. 100%. Guys, we gave away 10 corners to Newcastle in the first half. We cannot give away any corners in this game. We cannot give away any set pieces. Like, defensively, we're okay at defending set pieces, but Arsenal are the masters of set pieces. Like, if anything, our downfall will be if we keep getting corners, conceding corners, there is a very strong chance that Arsenal will absolutely batter us. If we play the high line and we avoid getting corners, that is the strategy that you need to break down Arsenal. Personally, just from what I've seen from the way that they play. See, I remember you guys. See, you're loyal to me. I'm loyal to you. I remember the core of the COYS collective. Even if you're not an official member, I still remember. I still look into it. Not in a stalker way, because that's creepy. Have received a few creepy messages, but we'll just park those. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Gary. It's all good. It's all good. I don't know if Lady Gaga is a Spurs fan, but you know who is? Adele. She is a Spurs fan. And so Spider-Man. So we have the best celebrities that support our club. We don't have the team to score more than 2. Yes, I mean, maybe. Look, no one knows what to expect. No one knows what to expect. And I think your next comment, Jordan, is exactly what is going to be different about this game. Because, I'll tell you why. We have been really overly emotional because we have been so anti-Frank, and because at home we've been so anti sitting back behind the ball. This game, and if you've just joined us and you missed the beginning of the stream, there is going to be a tifo this weekend, so the fans will be up for it before the game kicks off. I'm telling you now, in this game, there will be chance of second again, ole ole. There will be chance of we've got a trophy. How about you? There will be chance of we're champions of Europe. There is going to be, we are going to traumatize the Gooners in this game. Like that, even if we're down, I believe it, because this could be the last season. This could be the last time when we're chanting all of that to the Gooners, in all honesty, because who knows, like, maybe they do win a trophy this season. You know, they're in 4 cup competitions still, so there's likely, but this has to be the game where we absolutely rip it out of them, 100%. And then you've got Dele Alli coming on at half time, so I'm sure they'll be singing about Dele Alli as well. So I think the emotion, the occasion is going to precede the emotion in this game. For me personally, I just think that this is one of those games where if you're up for it and your mentality is up for it, you have the chance of getting over the line. Yeah, exactly. Tudor equals chances. We don't care south or north. You're the best. I don't know what that means. Dane or Dan? I don't know. I don't know if you are a Spurs fan or if you're something else. Because you put come on you guys and then you put there is to do. Oh dear. There we go. Don't care, take your pick for North London as ours. Yeah, I think the tifo this week is going to be something about like Spurs forever or forever London or London since 1882, or there's going to be some reference to London in the tifo, is what I've heard. Oh, Iva, brand new member. Awesome. Welcome to the COYS Collective Tribe. Welcome to the COYS Collective Tribe, Iva. Now, guys, we have our very own astrologer who can tell us what the score prediction is going to be. No, I'm joking. I know you said that you couldn't. However, it is good to know that we can manifest. And this is the time for manifesting that win over Arsenal this weekend and manifesting City overtaking them. City are going to beat you. I'm really sorry, Dan, for your misluck of being an Arsenal fan. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, welcome, Iva. Dane, I'm really sad for you. I'm sorry that you have to sit through watching Arsenal and their dross every week. It's not the most exciting football. Mum has been to one game. We beat that lot 5-1. Oh, this is my dad. This is my dad. He's back in the chat. My dad's back in the chat. Mum has been to one game. We beat. Oh. My mum doesn't watch football. My mum doesn't watch football at all, but apparently she's been to one game, and it was the one where we beat Arsenal 5-1. There you go. What year was that? Tell us what year it is. Is that after you got married? Is that after you got married? Oh dear. She was probably like, oh, this is the best team ever, 5-1. And then she realized what she married into, and she was like, oh no, life of misery. Life of misery. No, it's all right. I don't know. Anyway, according to my dad, can I look this up? When did Spurs beat? 2008. We beat them at home 2008, 5-1. So you went in 2008. Pretty good going. What made her do that? I'll try and get the debrief for you in the match day vlog on Sunday. Was that the cup semi-final? I don't think it was. I'll ask my dad on Sunday. I'll ask my dad on Sunday and see if I can get it in the match day vlog. Can you sneak your mum into the stadium tomorrow? Nicely. Oh, I don't know. She can come to the Forest game, because if anyone wants to come to the Forest game, we have 10 free tickets. Not free tickets. But there's a wedding amongst the gang, so people aren't going to the Forest game. So there's definitely going to be a few tickets for the Forest game near where we sit. But yeah, North London Derby. That must have been away 4-4, because I just Googled it and it said it was 5-1. Oh, that was the League Cup. Oh, that was the League Cup. My apologies. Okay, so maybe the 4-4 was the league game. I don't know. Mum, do you want to... I don't think she's watching. Mum won't watch. Just my dad. But yeah, Mum, come, be the good lucky charm. Be the good lucky charm. She would probably fall asleep, to be honest. She doesn't watch football. Right, everyone. Exactly. Let's all think positive for Sunday. And it is 6:30. We've been going for 2 hours, guys. 2 hours. I think to myself, sometimes I'm going to struggle to do an hour, but I'm so glad that we managed to do a couple of hours. And welcome. Thanks again to our... How do I get these up again? Yes, to the super sticker from Ulrika and Ivor, who is our newest member, and Tut Bulldog, who's also become a member. Sorry if I've said that wrong, but shout out to you guys. Do you or anyone have date of Spurs birth time? Spurs DNA? What's that? Do you or anyone have date of Spurs birth? I don't know what that means. I don't know. Yeah, sort us down to 9 under Ange. Just not a rich shirt for... Deli Ali is our lucky charm. Oh, did I get to 2,700? Thanks, guys. Yeah, before we clock off, please do like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment, etc., etc. 2,700. We've made it to 2,700. Yeah, look, like some of you are saying, oh, you're like, you're in this for the money, blah, blah, blah. And as I said, you make like 20p a video, like I'm small fish. But yeah, I don't know, like maybe the channel's not going to grow much anymore. You know, like sometimes that happens. Like sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. You know, I hope we get to build a really strong core community, but see what happens, you know. That's why you have to tell your mates, because if you guys are this cool, then your mates must be as well, right? If you're good people, then you probably hang around with good people, which is how you create a good community, you know. Don't need the trolls. Spurs was born the 5th of September, 1882. Apparently, Ivor, it is the 5th of September, 1882. Shall we? I don't know how long it takes. Do you want to tell us the destiny of this weekend? What is the destiny? Are we going to get relegated? Can you tell us, are Vinay and Lange going to be sacked? That would be really good to know. Can you tell us if our luck's going to change and maybe Kulusevski and Maddison get fit again? That would be good as well. There you go, everyone. Bit of general knowledge for you. 5th of September, 1882 is the year and date that Spurs were born. I say we get a hair from Captain Black and make a voodoo doll. Oh, yes. Congrats on 2,700. Let's see if we can push it to 3,000 by 2 weeks' time. That's 300 more people. I mean, guys, I am really proud. 2,700 in 6 weeks. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. 150 divided by 7. Yeah, that's like 60. That's like 60 people a day. That's like 60 people a day. That's like crazy. That's crazy. Crazy. But I appreciate and love you all. I appreciate and love you all. Astrology is like snake oil salesman. No offense. None taken. Each to their own. Each to their own. Maybe you love it, maybe you don't. But what's true is that maybe we can predict the future. It is up to us to change the Spurs' destiny. Dane, Dan, bye to you. I hope you have a terrible weekend and Spurs batter your asses. See you next time. See you on Monday when we get to laugh at you, Dane. Dan. Right, guys. And on that note, I'm going to head as well. And maybe either you can give us the debrief on the next video or in the chat after this live stream ends. Some people think it's snake oil. Some people think that you might be able to predict for us our future and our destiny. And other people say, well, we change our own destiny and we make our own destiny. And that is exactly what we're going to do this weekend. So, guys, thanks so much. Let me know as well, if you're watching this back on replay, what you think of the little slides that I put together. Do we like the slides on the side, like with the match preview thingy, or not? Because I don't have like software to do it, so like it's kind of all static. But if we like it, then I can look into doing more of it. It's a work in progress. I would also say that my prediction for this weekend is 2-2, cautiously optimistic. I think we have a chance to get something out of the game, but I don't think we have enough to go ahead and win it. But hey, time will tell. Think positive, as Dominic has said. Think positive, exactly. So, guys, enjoy the entertainment this weekend. I hope that we all have a really, really warm introduction to Tudor and to what we expect from him and what we're going to see for the rest of the season. Because, yeah, it's all unknown. So I'm sure his press conference, which is out later tonight, we'll get to hear more from him about, you know, what he thinks about the game this weekend. So I'm super, super excited. And look, I am excited about the game this weekend. So I hope you guys are too. And look, as I said in my video yesterday, the fact that Thomas Frank has gone, us Spurs fans, we feel that we've already won. So now it's down to the players. Now it's down to the players, and they just have to show their best. Come on, LAFC, as well as come on, you Spurs. I assume maybe Sonny has scored, but sad times because he's no longer with us. Well, guys, have a lovely evening. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Day off, another day off until the big one on Sunday. But hopefully I will put a match day vlog together. I don't know if it's going to be up Sunday. I've got a birthday party on Saturday night, so it might be a heavy one. So we'll see. We'll see what Sunday has in store. And if I can come back and edit that video, I most certainly will try and post it on Sunday. And if not, it'll be out on Monday. So let's see how things go. Guys, have a great evening. Enjoy the game on Sunday, and come on, you Spurs.